What's up, guys? I'm back for part 2 to What If Naruto Was the Word Demon. Shit. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, because it'll help a young dude out. But we won't talk about that. Let's get into the video. So, we start back when Naruto fucking murked a villager and then put them all to sleep, basically. And so once Naruto does this, Tanji basically takes his power away from Naruto, and Naruto passes out. And Tanji is like, damn, this nigga strong as fuck, hold on. I barely even had to give him any power. This nigga, he a different breed. And so Naruto, he wakes up bloodied and battered, and he got the piss off him because he's a goat, but he still feels a lot of pain. And Naruto has resented Kushina for what she did to him. She just sat there and looked and laughed at him. And Naruto thinks to himself, that bitch, when I get out of here, I'm gonna get stronger and I'm going to kill her. And so Naruto goes to sleep, basically. And this is when he meets Tanji. Because Tanji fucking bodied Ashura. It was like, if you get in my way, I'm gonna murk you, then I'm gonna murk your brother, and then I'm gonna find the Sage of Six Paths, and I'm gonna murk him. So, stay out of my way. And so, he contacts Naruto, and Naruto sees a huge demon. Hold on, let me get the picture. Alright, y'all. I didn't got this down picture. So, Naruto sees this demon. And he like, what the fuck are you? And the demon says, hi, my name is Tanji. And I am the reason you're alive. Well, me and Kurama, that is. And freaking Naruto says, Kurama? Who is that? And he says, look over there. You see that big ass cage? That's the reason why people hate you. And Kurama comes out and he's smiling. And he says, hey, Brett, I'm gonna make a deal with you. And Naruto looks back at Tanji, and Tanji shakes his head. Yes, we are gonna make a deal with you. The deal is, if we train you, and we each give you 50% of our power, you have to let us out. Let us, and Naruto says, let you out where? And Kurama says, back to our original homes. So I'll go back with the Sage of Six Paths, and he'll go back to hell. And Naruto agrees to this. And so once this happens, Tanji looks at Naruto and says, you also don't have to keep using my power. And Naruto says, what do you mean using your power? And Tanji says, fuck, I said Tanji twice. Naruto says, what do you mean using your power? And Tanji looks at him and says, your appearance? That's my demon appearance that the owner shall get when they're using my power. You need to make your own form. And so Tanji sucks the power out of Naruto. And Naruto reverts to this. And fuck this. Hold on, y'all finna see me delete this shit. Okay. And he reverts back to this. And Tanji is like, look at the cute little boy. No homo, though. Because, I'm not gay. And Naruto's like, shut up, prick. And so, they basically train Naruto. And Naruto says, thank you, Tanji. And Kurama, thank you. After this, I'll probably be strong enough to beat my father. And they both say, you're welcome, kid. But this training is gonna be hard as shit. So get prepared. And so Naruto says, alright, I'll see you in the morning. And he goes to sleep. Fast forward the next day, Naruto wakes up, and he instantly is sucked into his mindscape. And Kurama says, you ready, kid? And Naruto says, of course. And so Kurama looks at him and smiles and says, 10,000 squats, 10,000 push-ups, 10,000 sit-ups, and a 15-kilometer run. And Naruto looks at him and says, bet. And he gets to it. This takes Naruto 5 hours to complete. And once he's done, Naruto's body, it's already forming a lot more muscle than a fucking 4-year-old should have. Naruto has 10% more muscle than a 4-year-old should have. And there, Tanji is looking at Naruto and says, you're progressing fast, kid. And so Tanji takes over the training, and he's teaching Naruto how to use his power. He basically says, once he summons my power, you will be able to use a limited amount of words that can grant you immeasurable amounts of power. And so Tanji runs him down the fucking words. And the words will be silent, silent freeze, iron spear, and fucking devastation. Pain, devastation. Well, those are the words I'm gonna use for now. So silent, fucking, no, fuck it. I'm not finna list shit. And so he runs him down the words, and Naruto says, alright, bet. And so Tanji trains Naruto in his magic, and Naruto gets 10% of Tanji's power. And so now Naruto has 10% of Kurama's and Tanji's power. And he's exited the mindscape. And Naruto is mentally and physically tired. And he's lying in his bed huffing and puffing. And this is when the doctors come in with Naruto's medicine. This medicine is poisoned. Kushina told them to kill Naruto at all costs. And so they come into Naruto's room to see a young boy. And they're like, where's Naruto? And the kid says, I'm Naruto. And they say, wait, what? And Naruto would say, yeah, I'm Naruto. And they would look at Naruto and think the demon must have taken over his body. And so they give Naruto the medicine, and he drinks it. And even though it's laced with poison, it doesn't affect Naruto. And so the doctors are basically waiting for him to die. But Naruto is fine. And he gets up and says, thanks for the medicine. I'll be on my way now. And he leaves. Once Naruto leaves, he sees Minato waiting outside for him. And he says, Naruto is... Oh, wait, that's not Naruto. Who is that? And Naruto looks at Minato and says, hi, father. And Minato says, Naruto? And Naruto looks at Minato and says, I got in contact with Kurama. Or the demon, as some of you may call him. And fucking Minato doesn't wait to hear what fucking Naruto has to say. He immediately blitzes Naruto with the flying Raijin. And he kicks Naruto in the stomach. And Naruto, he gasps for air. But then he says, repair. And his stomach, the pain instantly goes away. And Minato's like, what? What jutsu did he use? Damn demon. And he says, hey, what jutsu did you use? And Naruto looks at him and says, don't worry about it, you bastard. And so Naruto basically fights Minato. And Minato ends up winning. Because again, Naruto is a 4-year-old boy. And he only has 10% of Tanji's power. So he doesn't have that many words he can use. He got about, I'd say, 20 to 30. And so Naruto is locked in his fucking cell. And Tanji and Kurama, they're like, damn it, he got caught. I was gonna lead him to a special sword he could use, but I guess we'll have to do that when he gets out. And so Naruto lifts his head to see his 2 younger siblings standing in front of him. And Naruto says, Mito, Mima, what are y'all doing here? And they look at Naruto and they laugh and they say, ha, you're locked up. This is what the demon gets. And Naruto says, oh, I'm a demon, am I? And he activates his purple eyes. Then why do I have the Rinnegan? And they say that we should have the Rinnegan. And they run off to Kushina. And they tell Kushina that Naruto glared his Rinnegan at them. And this angers Kushina. So she tells one of the Anbu to go rip Naruto's eyes out and give them to her so that the kids could have them. And so this Anbu does that. He goes to Naruto while he's sleeping and in his mindscape, training with Kurama and Tanji. And he rips out both of Naruto's eyes. And Naruto in his mindscape screams and is instantly transferred to the real world. And Tanji's like, damn it, his eyes are bleeding. They really think he has the they think he has the Rinnegan. This is gonna be one hell of a time. And so Kurama says, damn, I know this little nigga finna go off. And so Naruto says, eyes. And he's searching for them. Well, with his heat signatures. Naruto is searching for them. And he sees the Anbu holding it. Well, he can visually, in his brain, since he has Tanji's eyes, he can see the fucking Anbu that took his eyes. And Naruto looks at the eyes and says, dissipate. And the eyes wither away. And the Anbu is like, what the hell? And then he says, repair. And Naruto's eyes, they come back. And they form back into his sockets. And Naruto says, wow. They really thought they could take my eyes from me, did they? Well, they have another thing coming. And Naruto gets up. And he says, disappear. And the chains leave his body. And he says, well, Kurama, I think I'm going to use your power for a little bit. And Kurama will give Naruto, well, we'll say Naruto at 4 years old has the two-tailed chakra cloak. And so Naruto gets out and he uses the two-tailed chakra cloak and his demon form. Damn. And his demon form at the same time. And when they fuse, they make a suit of armor for Naruto that looks like this. And these black things that you see flying around this fucking picture, it's a shield. And so anytime anybody tries to come within within 2 inches, 2 inches of Naruto, anytime they try to come within that barrier, they're either killed or they can be repelled. But Naruto doesn't know that. He only knows that they can be repelled. So he doesn't think about killing them with the shield. He will eventually. But he gets out and Kushina sees him from afar. And she alerts all of the Anbu. And the Anbu come rushing in. And they're like, Is that Naruto? And they're like, yeah, it is. Kill the kid. And so all of them rush towards Naruto. They all stick their kunai and swords inside of him. And this pleases Kushina and Mito and Mima. They all want to see their brother. They all want to see Naruto die. But Minato, he's been manipulated by Kushina so much that he believes that Naruto is the demon. And so Naruto looks at the swords and he says, you really think from the bottom of your hearts that you can all kill me? That's amazing. You must have forgotten who I am. And he says, Naruto does a couple of hand signs. They're random, so nobody really knows what he did. Just so he won't look suspicious, he says, instant repel and instant repair. And the swords and the fucking Anbu look like they got almighty pushed. And Naruto's body is instantly repaired. And this angers Kushina. So she sends one of her chakra chains under the ground. And it wraps onto Naruto's foot. And Naruto is pulled under the ground. And Kushina runs and kicks Naruto in the face as hard as she can. And this busts Naruto's lip and breaks his nose. And Naruto says, instant repair. And then he says, iron grave digger. And a shovel comes up. And Naruto digs himself out. And he looks at Kushina and says, dual wielding size. And 2 scythes come into Naruto's hands. And he throws one at Kushina. And Kushina blocks it. But while she's blocking that, Naruto said, well then, this fight is over. Demon Fox style. 10,000 divine cuts. I know I stole this from, well, it's kind of stolen from 7 Deadly Sins. Like, we all know that show's good. I just had to use the power. Or the ability. Meliodas is a goat. So Naruto says 10,000 divine cuts. And don't be in the comment section talking about it's 1,000 divine cuts. I fucking know that. And so Naruto says 10,000 divine cuts. And he only aims for Kushina's legs. So all 10,000 cuts scrape her cut her legs, her feet, her toes, all that good shit. And Kushina instantly falls to the ground. And Mima and Mito come rushing in. And this is when Naruto says, well then, I can't have myself looking bad now, can I? And so he looks at all of them and says, dream. And they all are in their beds. And they all think it's a dream. Kushina's body isn't healed. But nobody remembers what happened to her. So they just think that she was hurt during a mission. Pretty badly. And so, fast forward, we're gonna say 3 years. Naruto is 7. And he's been living in that cold, dark fucking chamber. And Naruto says, Tanji, I've acquired 17% of your power. Doesn't this just make you feel ecstatic? And Tanji's like, since when are you using big words? Ever since I can... And Naruto looks at him and says, ever since I can use big words to cast a spell. And this makes Tanji chuckle. And Naruto looks over at Kurama. And he says, Kurama, you remember when I hit that kid with the tail beast bomb? It was brazy, bruh. And Kurama's laughing. And they're all laughing in their head. Well, in Naruto's head. And on the outside world, Naruto's body has been beaten. So fucking senseless. And this needs to go. Damn. Alright. So Naruto has been beaten senseless. And his body is unable to move anymore. Because, like, they just hate him with a passion. And so, once Naruto's done getting beaten, Tanji says, alright, Naruto, you ready? I'm gonna teach you a technique. This is called fucking, we're gonna say, blood devastation. And Naruto looks at fucking, what's his name? Tanji and says, blood devastation? What is that? And Tanji says, cut your finger for me. 1 second, y'all. Sorry, my mom had called me. But, Tanji says, the technique is called blood devastation. And what you do is, you cut your finger. And the amount of blood is, well, basically, the amount of weapons you can use. And Naruto looks at him and says, wait, what? So if I cut my finger and a lot of blood drips out, I can make a cannon? And Tanji says, basically, yeah. And when Naruto's learning this, a man, an unknown man, comes in, slithering. And he licks the side of Naruto's face. And he says, you'll be a lovely test subject. But I'm gonna leave it off here. But, yeah. Part 3, that'll probably come out tomorrow. So, bye!